What's your obstacle to planning or remembering more fully? If there's an element of forgetting what's in a man's brain.
There's a lot going on. And so I do space it at times. I'll look at the calendar and I'm like, oh man, I can't believe it's this day already. And out of sight, out of mind. And then there are other aspects of our relationship where if you need something or you're looking for something, or I know that would be a great gift idea, I don't want to wait for Valentine's Day. So I end up getting it for you in January, and then Valentine's Day comes and I don't have anything. So I'm like, hey, remember that thing I got you back in January?
Thing.
Yeah. And I think sometimes guys feel like they're going to get it wrong.
Yeah.
If I do this, then, man, wait, what has she been talking about that I have not been listening to? Yeah. And I don't know what she wants, but if I get her this and I don't get her that.
So not knowing maybe what your wife really wants.
And here's what I do think. I think it's important, as my wife, from me, you feel special every day.
In all of the good times and even the trials, through tears and through laughter, yeah, I know that I'll smile when I think of you. Smile for the things you do. Smile, God gave me you. You are a reason I smile. Yeah.
This is Behind Our Smiles.
Pursuing connection.
And finding joy.
Even in the struggle.
So, Joe, what do you remember about our first Valentine's Day together in 1993?
That was like 33 years ago. 93.
What do you remember? Pop
Maybe that
quiz.
was only 33 years ago.
We forgot how to add, too.
Right. Well, I know I would have.
We did something for sure.
I would have gotten you flowers, right?
You got me flowers, yes.
I got you
that.
a card.
You got me a card, that's for sure.
I think it was Sweetest Day that I misspelled.
That was
Sweatheart. Valentine's Day, though. Was it roses? Did I get you roses?
Probably roses. You were big on roses.
Oh, look, you don't remember.
I remember the...
Oh, you remember?
Well, here's the reason I kind of remember anything is because I think we took pictures. So we didn't have many pictures back in the 90s. So, like, the pictures I do have kind of stuck in my brain.
Well, and I know every first holiday was amazing in the relationship with you.
Because we started dating in June.
Yeah.
So by February...
Yeah, it was almost a year in. And...
I think we went to Olive Garden.
Yeah,
does that sound right?
Was that our first date?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. That was
that wasn't our first. That was our first official date.
Yeah.
But our first date had happened.
All I remember really is that I wore like this black dress.
You wore all black.
No, but I had the bright pink blazer, and I have a picture of myself and maybe you. I think I got dressed up. My mom took a picture of me. I was in the black dress with little ruffles.
I loved the way you looked.
And then I had the pink blazer over the top, and I wore a bun. That's all I remember. And then it was fancy.
I wasn't a big fan of the bun back then.
I remember you telling me that. See, this is things I remember. You're like,
so here's the deal. I didn't tell you that right away because we're almost a year into dating, and I hadn't told you yet.
You're not at the point in the relationship you can start criticizing hairstyles. Right. Now it's like it's a free for all.
Yeah.
I don't like your hair.
How did I do?
What?
How did I do?
Not bad.
Do I get a good
bad.
grade?
We'll have to go back at the picture album and see if there's anything else.
Because I know I got you a card and I wrote a card.
I don't know if
there had to be a gift, although we were both really poor back then.
I don't know. I don't think I got
Maybe
you a
the
card.
flowers were the gift.
Yeah, the flowers were a gift. See, it's easy at this age to start forgetting things. I realize that. Like, if we don't talk about it and we don't, like, purposely bring it up in our head, like, we forget it.
Yeah.
It's just...
Well,
it's a reminder that Valentine's Day is coming soon.
Yes, it's coming. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the Behind Our Smiles Marriage Podcast. We are Joe and Tara Buchanan. We're so glad that you're hanging out with us, and we're so glad you didn't forget to download this week's episode.
There we go. It's easy to forget, isn't it? And what makes us smile is hearing what makes you smile about your husband or wife. Yeah. And today we're hearing from Tara, a different Tara.
Wow.
About her husband, David. And she says, David and I married in 1996.
Oh, a year
Fellow
before.
90s bride and groom. Here we go. She said, fast forward to Valentine's Day 2008. He gifted me a book based on love and a couple's relationship. David chooses a page of the book and each Valentine's and writes me a love letter to me. He brings the book out every year to write what's in his heart. This year I've been gifted my 15th letter. Way to keep the bar high, David.
So here's the thing. I'm going to, in full disclosure, I'm going to share a little something. What makes you smile about your husband or wife? There are many times that Tara and I read through these and I go, why didn't I think of that?
See, in case you're forgetting or you don't know what you want to do for Valentine's Day, the book and the letters. And I could have something similar, Joe, in that I like to save your cards that you give me. Mm-hmm. I haven't saved them all over the years, but I've had at least 15 to 20, and you write something in them. over the years. And also, we hadn't always dated them either, which is like, we should have dated them, because I can't even tell sometimes what year it is, because you say similar things that could be true every year.
In full disclosure, the funniest thing is when I repeat the card. Like, not what I
Yes,
said,
you
but the
bought
actual
the same
card
card.
itself. It's like, it's been 5 years.
But
I
the
don't
things in your
remember.
letter might apply at any time.
Yeah.
So it's like hard to know exactly what year it is.
Right.
But anyhow, I do like that idea of every year kind of revisiting something and having something new to say. So thanks for sharing that,
Yeah.
David, Tara, about your wife, David.
About your husband, David. And
Yeah, I'm just forgetting everything today.
And by the way, would love to hear what makes you smile about your husband or wife. And you can share that with us by simply emailing us. Please do. We love it. It makes our day. Tara, Tara, at behindoursmiles.com.
So I feel like at this time of year with Valentine's Day, besides hearing all the Valentine's Day stuff, you also hear a very common trope about, so husbands,
Yes.
gentlemen, boyfriends, whatever, PSA, it is Valentine's
Yeah.
Day. Don't forget, because sometimes we need reminding. And sometimes men don't watch their calendars as
Just
carefully
because
as
it's
women.
February 13th and you're wondering why there's so many Hallmark cards in commercials.
So, but then you see it, but you forget to actually
Yeah.
implement or do something or remember. And this probably would apply to birthdays / anniversaries. I just feel like there's men get a lot of flack there about saying, if you forget an anniversary. Now, you've never forgotten an anniversary, but the idea of the pressure's on to do something important and big, and the men kind of go, oh, I forgot.
How do I
Forgot. So,
do that?
sometimes we have events happening in the community and things to say this could be a good idea. You can buy this, help a man out. But you're pretty good about remembering, do something. But
Yeah, hopefully.
yeah.
Usually
So-
it's out to dinner or something. But
So have
yeah.
we struggled with forgetting in our relationship? How do you feel on a
I
scale
think-
of 1 to 10 forgetting?
Oh goodness, you're putting me right on the spot.
Yeah, I want the truth though.
So wait, 1 being I never forget,
Yeah.
10 being I always
10
forget.
being you always remember, 0
Okay.
meaning remembering.
So it is the opposite of what you were thinking.
See, good thing I clarified.
So I would say on these kinds of things,
Mm-hmm.
birthdays, anniversaries, Valentine's Day, I think I've got to be above a 5. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say I'm probably in that 7 to 8 range. What do you
I
think?
think you're 8 to 9 for
Okay.
remembering
Yeah.
it.
It doesn't mean I always execute, but I do remember.
Yeah, executing is kind of a difference of remembering, and how much. Maybe the question is how much planning. And I know for me, and maybe for some women, there's an element of multi-step planning involved that could remember. Maybe it's a kid's birthday, right? Okay, the kid's birthday's coming soon. I got to start planning it, or. Versus a Valentine's Day could be hey, I'm very aware that it's this Saturday or this Friday. Let's plan it right now, tomorrow. And so that's remembering, but you think I don't need to plan it ahead of time.
I think
don't
we
know.
used to do a better job when the kids were younger because we had to. The only way that we were going to get out on a date is to be intentional and plan it. And so I think we were better at it, where now I feel this is going to sound really sappy, really cheesy. Please forgive me. But I feel like in our relationship and in our marriage, Valentine's Day is all the time. We are now, because we're kind of entering empty nester stage and we're spending a lot of time together. And so I do feel like it's Valentine's Day. It's well, didn't we just do that last week? So
No. More or less even just special holidays in general.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the difference. I think even when we're in a place to say, hey, every day we spend time together, or every day is a good day, or we keep romance burning year round, right? But there's still something special about taking time on the calendar, whether it be the birthday, the anniversary, the Valentine's Day, to say, let's do something above and beyond.
And you just came out of Christmas.
And it depends on how the timing of that works too, where your anniversary's at and where your
anniversary, and then
birthdays
of course
are at.
Christmas. And I wonder if we were to do a poll, if guys, men in general, would say Christmas is harder, or Valentine's Day is harder.
Yeah.
I saw a Babylon Bee article recently that said the wife that really did want something for Christmas, this idea of well, what do you want? I don't know.
And I think I think it's easy to point at husbands and say that you're more forgetful of things. But I know I have forgotten things too. So this is my confession. I have not so much forgotten your birthday or forgotten our Valentine's Day, but didn't bother to put the enough effort forward to make it special. Because again, sometimes it's just like, I've got so much to do. And like with you would say, our relationship is great. Our marriage is great. We don't need to do anything special. And I'm really thinking about these 15 other things right now. So we'll figure out what to do for that later. And I'm not sure, what is your experience when you feel like you've put off?
Well, it never happens.
Things, yeah.
I mean, we can always put off dinner or say, hey, Valentine's Day happens on a Wednesday. We say we'll go to dinner on Saturday. That's fine. We can do those things. But I think if we legitimately look at each other and say, you know what, there's a lot going on right now. Why don't we celebrate that later? We never really get around to it because by the time we're ready to celebrate that, something else has come up that's ready to be celebrated. Right, yeah. So another holiday or another thing has come around. Yeah. And I think...
Like what makes you, what's your obstacle to, let's say, planning or getting it done or remembering more fully?
I think just...
Is it because you don't like me, basically?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, absolutely. I would celebrate you every day of the year.
Open the man's brain up that if there's an element of forgetting what's in a man's brain.
We have compartments, right? And so things get compartmentalized. No, I think that it's because there's a lot going on. And so I do space it at times. I'll look at the calendar and I'm like, oh man, I can't believe it's this day already. And I got to do that. So I think sometimes it's just flat out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, right? I don't think it has anything to do with not. And then there are other aspects of our relationship where if you need something or you're looking for something, or I know that would be a great gift idea, I don't want to wait for Valentine's Day. So I end up getting it for you in January, and then Valentine's Day comes and I don't have anything. So I'm like, hey, remember that thing I got you back in January?
The other thing.
Yeah.
Holidays are tricky. I feel like the rules for holidays are just, every family kind of finds their own
But I think
little
it's
rule.
important. Here's what I do think. I think it's important that you, as my wife, from me, you feel special every day. And so on Valentine's Day, I want to make you feel special, but I've never been, number one, you were a stay-at-home mom. We homeschooled our kids, so you weren't like in an office where I could send you flowers and those kinds of things. Not that I couldn't have sent them at home, but...
You were at home too.
Right. And I worked from home a lot of those years. So yeah, I could go out into our front yard and pick some roses, and I actually have done that. But I don't know if big displays of affection like that aren't really your love language, I don't think.
Yes, for a long time
and so
I didn't
it would make you feel more awkward than... So at least that's my excuse.
So not knowing maybe what your wife really wants, right?
Yeah.
It would be a slowdown to getting it done. I think for me too, I have indecision.
And then I think indecision, I think sometimes guys feel like they're going to get it wrong.
Yeah.
If I do this, then man, wait, what has she been talking about that I have not been listening to, right? For this much. And she really wants this and I don't know what she wants, but if I get her this and I don't get her that. So I think sometimes that's indecision's a big one.
It's a concept of making it feel special. And so for example, even our grandson was born recently, and he was born the day after Christmas. And so obviously it made for an interesting Christmas holiday, but we're acknowledging we're going to have a birthday every single Christmas. And for those of you who have Christmas birthdays, right, you just know the deal. It's like you kind of just get a little bit pushed to the side. Oh, this gift is for Christmas and your birthday. Yeah. So already I'm going, okay, how am I going to help make this child's birthday feel special and not forget his birthday, even though it's happening literally almost the same day? So I think there's that intentionality to say, hey, we don't want to forget that even though we're busy with this Christmas thing, we also know it's your birthday.
I think just celebrate his half birthday.
I know. But I feel like that's the same tension around it. Hey, I understand, I see it. And I think that's the catch with forgetting. I think at least when I get offended or when you get hurt that my husband forgot this or didn't remember, it's easy really to get into offended mode and get all up in your head about this, that. But it's going, what is it that's bothering me if you got hurt? I think it's just going, we want to feel like you put some effort and some thought into something, right? Yeah. So it's the birthday gift. Okay, you didn't just stack a birthday sticker on and say it's your birthday gift too. No, I went out and bought something for your birthday. So I think it's that same feeling okay, Joe thought about it and he put a level of effort into it that he wouldn't normally feel. That's what I think I'm looking for if I'm hurt that you didn't remember something.
And I think the older that we get and the longer we are in our marriage, the more sentimental gifts are the ones that actually thought. You you will typically on our anniversary, you'll write something out for me. And for me, though, that's greater than any other kind of anniversary gift I could,
thank you.
I could get. I love it. And it lives on. And then it makes me want to be the person that you're writing about in that. I hope that I am that, but it makes me want to be that even more. So I think, and I see the same in you, that thought out gift. Yes, I can bring you chocolate and I can bring you flowers, and those are great. And you
stop
enjoy
at Walgreens on the way home and get that, right?
And get a pack of Skittles. And
yes, you do that very nicely.
And we're good to go. But I do think those gifts that I can do for you when I write you something or am
plan
able to
something,
plan something like that. That I've noticed that those, at least I hope I read you correctly, because those are the gifts that you enjoy more. Where like if you need new table something, or you need this, or you want that, I always felt like that shouldn't really be a shouldn't be getting you a vacuum on Valentine's Day, right? Shouldn't be getting you a blender on Valentine's Day. Let's go get that as the house needs, and we
did go on Valentine's Day one year
and got you
get a blender.
Yes. And it is probably one of your favorite gifts of all time.
That year, that was appropriate because you still saw me, though. And I still felt like saying, honey, I see you. I know this gift matters a lot to you, and it feels a bit extravagant. That's the reason it was important. It felt extravagant.
At that point in our marriage. In fact, what year was that?
09.
Do you remember? 09?
Yeah.
So how many years has that been? I can't even do the math right now.
We're not doing
26
math
minus
today.
9 is 15. 17. 17 years ago. And we still use it to this day.
But to say, I think what that said to me, though, is I see that this is important to you. This is maybe even a bit of a luxury. And let's do this. And it just happened to be February. So it's like, we'll call it a Valentine's gift. So there's some of that like loose language.
No, we waited and did it. No, it didn't.
You didn't wait till my birthday. We're like, hey, let's do it for Valentine's.
And it needed a training class.
Yeah, we had to go pick it up. And
coordinate that. So I don't think it actually, I don't know if it happened on Valentine's
thought it was right that Valentine's weekend. Because we had arranged to pick it up, and it was exciting,
So, when
days.
they say don't get your wife a blender or a vacuum for Christmas, maybe
once,
or for Valentine's
just
Day,
once.
maybe. Yeah.
Not every year.
Well, the good thing is we got a good blender. I didn't have to do that again.
You shouldn't have to get a new blender every year. No. So I think, but feeling like, and again, you've been good about taking care of me, but I think there's still a part of me that like is always going, but did he remember? But did he really? It's like, can't be on your toes.
Yes, and I will say this: Valentine's Day is one, but like Mother's Day, I know. Taro, you're not one that is screaming for gifts. You're not one to say, "Hey, buy me a lot of gifts and pay a lot of attention to me." But I think you don't want to be forgotten is the big one. And so even as the kids were kind of coming of age to where Dad had to help them write the card, had to go buy the gift and all that. But if I didn't get that done, it was still hurtful because you want to hear from your kids.
Yeah.
You want them to know. So I know that's not Valentine's Day,
no, but just something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, even doesn't have to be extravagant if that's not.
You were thinking of me.
Like you thought of me. And again, for Valentine's Day, I would still say it goes both ways. But I think saying I'm a priority, and that goes back to, again, with me. Okay, I've got all the stuff I'm dealing with, honey. You don't understand what's happening at work. And this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Oh, yeah, my wife, whatever. And that's not you. But like feeling like, nope. And there has been times like, okay, I want to show my love to Joe in this way. And I'm going to have to put some effort into it. And saying, yes, this is a priority. That, maybe it's okay if I don't. Like, it's okay if I don't, if we don't. But like, you know what? I want to put some effort into doing whatever I'm planning for you because it does matter. And having to put some things aside, rearrange my brain and say, no, this is important that I show my love to Joe and make some effort for this. Even though it's easy to say, well, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still going to put some effort into it, even if it's a little bit. Because I think we all still get lazy and go, it doesn't really matter if I do this or not. But again, the things that we've done for each other over the years has built over the years to make us feel that we matter and that it's a priority.
Yeah, and I think for us anyway, words, and maybe in all relationships, words are very powerful when used correctly. And I really do appreciate you got into this thing, and I know it's not Valentine's Day, it's our anniversary I'm referring to, but you got into this kick where every year you write something for me.
And that's what Dave does for Tara is writing something every year,
And then, I write stuff for you, and I think those are things that when there's doubt for any reason, when we're walking through a season of conflict or whatever is going on in the marriage, you can go back to those things and go, wait a minute, here's what's true. So those gifts end up being very powerful gifts.
So do you know what I really, really want for you?
Want from me?
That's why it's so important not to forget Valentine's Day.
Okay.
I just want every one of my unset expectations to come true.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's really
You
all
want
it
me
is
to
about.
Read your mind.
I just want you to do everything that I ever wanted you to do without me ever having to tell you. And if you did that, man, whew, that would be like the best Valentine's Day ever.
That in our mind, well, can I say this without offending you? In a woman's mind, because I'm married to one.
I'm not asking for much, Joe.
That would be the ultimate expression of romance. If I could just read your mind and be able to execute it.
Now, you're better at this nowadays only because you have experience
I
reading
just
in my
learned
mind.
your facial expressions and stuff. I know.
Do you know what? Do you want to know what my unset expectations that I thought would be romantic? That this is really ridiculous.
Wait, okay. You're doing this live on the. Okay. I'm prepared.
Like, there was a time where
Wait. What is this that you're
I had
describing?
an unset expectation of what I wanted you to give me.
Gotcha. And I was supposed to know.
You were supposed to just know that this
Okay.
is what would. But the cool thing is this: you got it for me, so it's all good.
Okay, so wait. So, but I didn't get it for
This
you.
this popped in my mind.
But it
Unset
was an
expectations.
unmet expectation at some point, so I didn't get it
I
for
just
you
thought,
right away.
no, this is not expectation. This is like this would be a romantic gift.
Okay. I'm listening.
There was a point. It was 2009, the year you got the blender for me, I think. And I was like, all I want Joe to do is to write me a letter and tell me that he wants another baby.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I was getting the craving. I'm like, I want another baby.
We
but
had
I really
three
want,
at the time.
I want Joe to say, honey, let's have
You
another
wanted
baby.
it to be my
I wanted
idea.
you to like tell me, like, I see it in your eyes. I see you're getting baby fever again, and let's do it.
That's
And
what you thought you were getting for Valentine's Day that year?
that would be really romantic.
Okay.
I'd be like, he wants another baby because I want another baby. But the good news is we got another baby, so you're all clear and you're off the hook. So
I'm pretty sure at Valentine's Day that year, that was the last thing on my mind.
see,
I had 3.
that's why I was so disappointed.
Right, and
I'm
I-
like, he hasn't even talked about another baby yet.
I think I had 3. And I was like, okay, I've got 3 wonderful children. I love them. Thank you, God. But please help me continue
See,
to
but that
feed
was
them.
in my mind that February. If you would have taken me out to dinner and said, and wrote the card and the letter and would said, hey, honey, baby bunny, I think it's time to have another baby. I would have been like swept off my feet.
So that would have been more than a blender?
That would have been better than a blender. But in the end, I had to
Can
say
I-
to you out loud, honey, I want another baby.
What I'm about to say, you already know, so it's not a big deal, but I am 100% sure Valentine's Day of 2009, I did not want another
But I
baby.
was so disappointed. I'm like, why
Yes.
isn't he just writing me a romantic letter saying he wants a baby?
We weren't talking about it because I didn't know you wanted another
you were
baby.
drowning.
I was drowning. What Jim Gaffigan say? When you have multiple kids and you have another baby, it's like you're drowning and someone hands you a baby. That's exactly what it was like. It was like, okay, we are very fortunate that I can feed these 3.
But our baby was 3. He was clearly able to take care of himself. And able to like take care of it.
Right.
But those are like things. So I think with Valentine's Day, I've grown since then, and I no longer expect that, and I don't
I
expect
hope you
that
don't
from
expect
you anymore.
that now.
But
Hey, grandbabies are great.
But you know what? That's what's cool about though. I mean, going back to grandbabies though, is that even though our kids were married and we had a subtle idea that this is a possibility, it still came as a complete surprise, which was really beautiful. When they told us, it was like, I wasn't even like hoping. Like I had not even like hoped for it. I'm like, I can't hope for that. That's too good to hope for. So sometimes you do. It comes around.
Yeah.
And I got the note. I got that same surprise. Just
And actually,
instead of me having a baby, I'm like, guess what? Your kids
yeah,
having
it was
a
a
baby.
creative way. Both
It's even
both
better.
announcements were
Yeah.
very creative in how they shared.
But we want those moments. Those are fun moments, right?
Mm-hmm.
When someone goes, oh my goodness, like this is exactly what I want. And that's what I'm saying. Like for our kids to come to us and say we're having a baby, it's like that's exactly like the best news ever. And it came as a surprise and it was awesome.
So I'm glad I got you the blender. And I'm really glad
got me a
in
baby.
2009, February of 2009, that you did not express that expectation. Because that probably would have been very
but
hard
a month or so later,
Valentine's
as I
Day.
started dropping hints and saying,
Yeah.
honey, I think I want another baby.
And I didn't pick them up for a little while.
So this is not a Valentine's Day suggestion. If you're a husband, you have to know your wife. I don't think She
Yeah.
might not want a card that says, let's have another baby. Proceed with caution.
But okay, good. Okay, we can
Proceed
move on.
with caution.
Proceed with
I'm
caution.
just being real here. Like,
Yeah.
that was my unsaid, unrealistic expectation of my husband to read my mind and say, let's have a baby. But again,
Wow.
it all turned out for the best
It
because
did.
he's 15 now.
Yeah.
So I think the catch is learning how to, when we have these expectations for a holiday and we forget, or how do we navigate our marriage the times that you did or I did drop the ball, maybe not executing as well as we could have executed. If I go, honey, we really didn't remember
Yeah.
an awkward moment, like, oh, completely forgot.
Right. It's like, today is February 15th, Joe.
Or it's like,
do you know what
honey,
yesterday was?
or today is like our 28-year,
Right.
15-week and 3-day anniversary, and you completely forgot.
This is the anniversary you smiled at me for the first time.
This is our anniversary of this.
Yeah.
You get old enough, you're like, we have a lot of anniversaries and a lot of things to celebrate.
Every day of the year. So I think what you're getting
Yeah.
at is we have to offer each other grace.
Yes, like
So we can go into it, and if it's an unsaid expectation, if it's something we're assuming I need to not assume
Yeah.
I either need to have, if that's what I really have my heart set on, or I really think should happen, then I need to have that conversation with you. I can have it afterwards, but I need to go, wait a minute, maybe the hints weren't picked up. I remember someone saying, I don't know if it was a show we're watching or whatever, but they said the best gift you can give your spouse is to hear them say what they want when they don't think you're listening.
Yes.
And then be able to get that. But
Yes.
that's really hard to do.
I was dropping hints about babies all that Christmas, and you were not.
I
know.
thought you were talking about our current babies. Like, these babies are amazing.
So I think the catch for me, from my angle, is learning how to respectfully, with respect and love, express any disappointment. And that can be in a variety of situations. Like, hey, honey, I was really hoping that you'd remember this. And I'm kind of disappointed and hurt that you didn't. Honey, I was really expecting you. I was disappointed that you didn't suggest having a baby to me sooner. But like, that hurt me. Now at that point I realized, wait a minute, that's not fair. But to say those times that we've, like, hey, I was really hoping that you'd remember that, and it hurt me. And I think
Yeah.
it opens up a conversation to apologize rather than just screaming and yelling and
Even at some point to say, I'm not blaming you.
Right.
It's not your fault. I just, for whatever reason, thought our conversation, whatever, steered in this direction. So I thought this is what was happening. It didn't happen. I am disappointed. And I think when we've had those conversations, we've been able to say to each other, okay, is this worth re-pursuing? Is this something you still want? And how do we make it a reality?
I still want another baby.
Yeah, no.
But we're
How do
getting grandbabies
Yes,
instead.
that's right. How do we make it a reality, though, and be able to talk those things through? So I think we've been able to. The other big thing is not letting resentment or bitterness grow. So taking your disappointment, maybe not in the moment making a big deal about it, but not letting too much time pass to say, hey, I really thought when you went to the furniture store and you had me sit in that chair and you had
wanted
me
to
do
buy
these
it
things,
for me. Yeah.
that's what you were doing, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And to be able to have those, because sometimes I am just oblivious, right? I'm in my own world. I'm not really thinking about it, or I'm thinking about what I think a gift for you would be great. And I'm unfortunately caught in myself of going, this is a gift I would love. So she's obviously going to love it, instead of separating myself from it and going, okay, what does Tara really want? And I've been able to do that much better over the years. So there were several times that I got you gifts that I thought you would love because of the romantic nature of the gift. So
I've
whether
already told
it's,
you what I think is romantic.
I know, but whether it's whether it was a piece of jewelry or stuff along those lines, and you open it up and you're kind of like, oh, right, and my whole then I'm on the other end going, my expectation is not being met here. So I've had to learn over the years to go, wait a minute, just because the commercial on TV says this is going to be really romantic doesn't mean I have to know you.
And I think from my end too, what I think we've both done over the years as we've failed and tried again is talking about, again, the gift giving and the holidays and the anniversaries, and saying, okay, what kind of gifts do you really, really like and want? Right? And just saying, okay, by the way, I like surprises. By the way, I don't want surprises. By the way, I want romance. I don't really want romance. I want practical. And and being realistic too, right? Because, there's some things going, honey, I want to go to Hawaii every year. It's like, okay, that might not be realistic. Like, I think we can't do that. So like kind of going, it takes that vulnerability over time for both of us to say, okay, take some of the romance out, but okay, it's Valentine's Day. And like, we've come to Valentine's Day now kind of going, honey, I don't need a ton of extra attention at Valentine's Day. I want a little bit extra. I want to do something special, but we can come to an agreement on that and not be disappointed.
Yeah.
But for our anniversary, here's what's important to me here. And for my birthday, this is what means a lot to me here. And you can do the same with me. And your expectations are so low, they're easy to meet. So it barely counts for you because you're very...
well, we've had anniversaries where you've been serving. You served at a church out of town.
Yeah, I had done that a couple times.
So we had a phone call on our anniversary. Yeah. And obviously we all had dinner later, but then there have been anniversaries where we've literally gone out of town. So, and actually taken a few days to celebrate it. So I think it is just that conversation piece of, hey, what are you expecting this year?
Yeah.
What would be really cool? What could we both love? And like our last outing for our anniversary, when I'm really into off-grid cabin building. I'm not into off-grid cabin building. I'm into watching
Be very clear there.
cabin building.
Very clarified.
But I'm very fascinated by just the whole process and how it works. And so Tara, for our anniversary, a couple of years ago, got us a few nights in an off-grid cabin. Right. And it was really cool. And in that experience, I loved it. And I realized, no, I don't want to build one of those. I don't have
I think part of that conversation too is going, okay, whose job is it to plan the thing? And sometimes we can be saying, well, the husband, you have to like plan every event and knock it out of the park and everything. And then go, wait, sometimes I want Tara to help plan or remember. So I might be the first person to say, honey, our anniversary is in 4 or 5 weeks. What did you want to do? Should we plan something now to have time for it versus the day of? Or, okay, Valentine's Day is coming up, honey. This is what I want to do. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't always expect like you to say you're going to remember every single holiday and be in charge of some sort of massive show of romance every time. So I think learning to kind of divvy things up, saying, here's what Joe's good at in terms of making a holiday romantic. Here's what Tara's good at for making a holiday romantic. And we're just going to like work together versus like saying, well, if my Valentine's Day is no good, it's all Joe's fault. Yeah. Instead of saying, well, if I want something, I can say, here's what I want to do. And let's
I think the other thing that's really cool about what we've learned over our years of marriage is that if there's not romance the other 364 days of the year, and it doesn't have to be every day, but I mean an ebb and flow of romance, then the romance on Valentine's Day really doesn't work.
Well, it's a celebration of the romance. Right. It's like acknowledging this is what we're about. And again, we're not honestly like crazy about Valentine's Day as much as we were maybe in the beginning, but it still is a chance to say, you matter to me. Yeah. You're special. I think you're amazing. You're the only one for me. So it's like, it's a good excuse to say that.
And here's the big takeaway for me. Be intentional about it. I think our Make You Smile moment today with Tara and David about what he does every year is intentional, right? There's an intentional element to that. And I do think that is what makes it special. Not having to read your mind or guess it on unmet expectations or all of those things, but just say, hey, I love you enough that I want this day to be special because you mean something to me.
But I do think that he's hacked the system a bit, which is sometimes with doing romantic things, and this I think what we've realized after being married for a while, like coming up and reinventing the wheel every year with something amazing and romantic new can be kind of, after a while, you're like, I'm running out of romantic things to do. So I think there's an element of going, hey, for me, like I can say, okay, I'd like to write my little post about you. I can put some thought into that. That works. He likes it. For David, he's like, okay, we get the journal out. I write the letter. So I think there can be an element of going, this is how we celebrate it. It makes some of the planning easier. We know we both like it. And it's a habit versus, because I think the indecision, it's Valentine's Day, what am I going to do? Versus, okay, this time of year, my wife likes this and that. And I know it works. And it's better that than I forgot.
Yeah. Would love to hear from you. Number one, what makes you smile about your husband or wife? Yeah, please share that. And then number two, what makes Valentine's Day special for you? Or maybe you have thoughts on the things that we've talked about or want to further discuss them. Please drop us a line anytime. Tara, T-A-R-A, at BehindOurSmiles.
And most important.
Wait, T-A-R-A at BehindOurSmiles.com.
And most important, don't forget Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.